zodiac signs, or I don't know, they're like aligned in some way. I don't know that much about astrology, but they're basically the same or something. I don't know what's up. But anyway, I have this friend and we're just like so similar. And so when I first met her in freshman year, we got close really quickly. And by that I mean like the first 3 days I met her and I really started talking to her, we got so close. And then after that I was just like, I'm not gonna talk to her anymore. It was just like my brain being like, no, just don't do it. Even though I was so similar to her, even though I so much like connected with her, I was like, nah, I'm just not gonna do that for no reason. And then ever since then, every like 4 months or so, 6 months max, we kind of just catch up with each other. We say like, hey, this is what's happened. It's nice to see you again. Hope you're doing well. And then we talk about each other's lives. We have philosophical conversations. We just talk about whatever. And it was today where she pointed out like, hey, you kind of really self-isolate yourself, and it's really bad. It's self-sabotage. And then I was like, what are you talking about? Like, this isn't self-sabotage. Like, I think I just like being alone. Like, I don't self-isolate. But then, like, that was what I was thinking. But then I realized, like, she was right. And when somebody criticizes me, well, she wasn't really criticizing, but when somebody points something out to me, I heavily take it into consideration. Like, I will not lie to myself. I will not argue with them until I, like, can, like, undoubtedly prove, like, hey, you are wrong. But this was a situation where I could really see a point in what, I could really see the point she was making. Because there was patterns in my life where, like, I'd get really close to people and then I'd just be like, okay, bye, and basically self-isolate. Or I just, like, would stop myself before I got close to people and just, like, not talk to them ever again. And it's like with me doing monk mode and everything, it's like, you know what, this is kind of easy for me because I'm used to being alone. I'm used to either being alone or, like, being so close to somebody that, like, they're the only person I hang out with. And then I think, like, with that situation, with being so close to somebody that they're the only person I hang out with, when things get bad, then it's like the commitment issues just get worse, you know what I mean? The self-isolation kind of just gets worse. It gives me another reason, like, hey, well, you should have just self-isolated, because that wouldn't have happened. Which is obviously a fallacy. Like, let me point that out. Just because one friendship didn't work out doesn't mean that you should, like, isolate yourself completely. And I know these things. I know that self-isolation is bad. I know that, like, just the way I'm acting is not healthy. At least now I do. Now I know this. Because before I thought it was just like a normal part of life. I was just like, you know what? I just kind of don't feel like talking to people sometimes. I'm going to focus on myself. And it's like, that was my peace. And I didn't really see anything wrong about that. And that's why people self-isolate, because they don't see anything wrong with it. And it wasn't until this girl brought to my attention, like, this is really bad for you. Imagine how this is going to affect you down the line. How are you going to be able to connect with people? Your brain stops you from being close to people. You don't feel comfortable having a close bond with somebody. how are you going to get over that in the future? And that really put things into perspective for me. Because honestly, for me, monk mode is comfortable. Monk mode is not challenging to me. 100%. I love working. I love challenging myself. I guess I love challenging my productivity and how efficient I can be. But it's like, that's comfortable for me. That's how I've always been. So it's kind of silly when people are like, oh, how's your mental health doing? Like, oh, monk mode must be really like making you miserable. And it's like, no, what do you mean? Like, I'm used to this. But then I realize now, that's kind of it's not normal. Like, people aren't so used to self-isolation to the point where, like, they don't crave it at all. And I don't know if you've been in my lives, but when I go on my lives, I frequently say, like, I'm not an independent woman. Like, at some point in my life, I do want a guy. And I honestly do want him to provide for me. I do want a family. I do want to travel. I do want wealth. Things like that. And so it's like, how am I going to get that if I keep self-isolating? And I guess it didn't connect in my brain until she pointed it out. I was like, you're kind of right. You just are right. And then I also think I'm honestly a hypocrite for like saying these things about monk mode, like, hey, you shouldn't isolate yourself during monk mode. I'm not isolating myself. Like I said, I just hung out with a friend. But I'm also isolating myself in that and that my brain won't let myself get close to people. But it's like, now that I'm self-aware, now that I've accepted it, I feel like I can definitely have a place to work from. Self-isolation is so glamorized. It really is. If you're isolating yourself, you're going to have so much time to yourself, of course. You're going to have so much time to work on your ambitions, to accomplish what you want to accomplish in life. And that's essentially what I was doing. That's what I've been doing. And yet I have goals completely contradictory towards that. Like, I'll be honest, it is one of my goals to, like, have a nice family, to have a nice husband, to have a nice relationship. But then I turn around and, like, self-isolate myself and not get close to people. I don't like meeting new people. I kind of only just wait for people to come up to me. It's like, that's so hypocritical. And honestly, it's embarrassing. I don't even know if I'm going to post this. If I do post this, then, well, hey, that's a really vulnerable moment for me, I suppose. I don't know. I didn't even realize I was doing it too. I didn't realize I was self-isolating. Because it a scary thought. But I truly think I need to get past that. Because solely hanging out with people when they ask you to hang out is not sustainable in the long term. Because think of it like this. If you were constantly waiting for somebody to ask you to hang out, the other person is probably thinking the same thing. Like, hey, I'm still waiting for this person to ask me to hang out. Because that's a common thing. So it's like, well, somebody has to be the person to make the plans. Somebody has to be the person to reach out. So it's like, it might as well just be me. Especially since I struggle with self-isolation. And I guess I'm now just starting to try to get out of it. Part of me wonders, like, hey, how would my life look like if I didn't self-isolate? I can't even imagine it. I'm gonna be honest. It's not even that I have anxiety talking to people. It's not that I'm introverted. It's not any of that. There's like a mental block in my brain that just says no. Like, no. And I think in the past, I rationalized this as being a good thing. Because I told myself, like, hey, if they're not the right people, I know they're not going to be the right people. So maybe that's why my brain doesn't want me to hang out with them. I'd rationalize it saying, like, you know what, this is my intuition working. But at the end of the day, it's not good. It's not good to just hang out with yourself. As much fun as I might have. Because trust me, like, I do love being alone. And I wonder, to what extent should I be alone? Because I did make a video on this. I made a video about how girls tend to, the comments told me this, there's a term for it, they monkey branch from guy to guy, from relationship to relationship. And so I made a video on that, explaining, like, hey, like, take breaks at least, like, kind of comprehend what happened after something happens. But now it's like, I don't want to be in a relationship, but it's like, that doesn't mean that I should close myself off from friendships completely as well. Like, when I said be alone, I meant be alone, like, romantically for a bit. So why am I applying that to my life in terms of friends? It's like, that's not even what I meant. It's weird. Like, does that make me a hypocrite? No, I think I don't even remember what I said in that video, I'm not gonna lie. But all I know right now is that, oh, I thought that was my friend. All I know right now is I can't be comfortable anymore. I have to challenge myself, and right now that challenge is steering away from self-isolation that I didn't even realize was a problem. I thought it was a good thing, because the media does kind of glamorize it. It's not. Solely relying on myself is not the only option. Relying on other people is not bad. like I'm saying this as advice to myself. So you know what? I'll tell you one thing I did. I guess I asked someone to like hang out tomorrow, which is, yeah, I haven't done that in like a hell of a while. And it's like, hell, they might say no. They gave me a maybe, and it's like, oh, that sucks. But even if they say no, maybe I'll just ask someone else. Because I truly hope to find somebody who does align with my values, so I don't feel so isolated. Because I've mentioned before that I do, okay, let me chill. I've mentioned before that I do feel isolated. I think literally in my last video. And I'm not a robot. But to what extent is that my fault? What if it's my fault that I don't know anybody with similar values as mine? I never seriously took the time to branch out and to try to meet people that have similar values as mine. I kind of did rely on the universe to bring them to me. And now I'm a lucky person, because this has worked in the past. But I guess, why not try to facilitate that as much as possible? The universe isn't going to do all the work for me. What a funny epiphany, you know? I don't know if I'm going to post this. I don't know. I'll debate with myself. Maybe I'll ask the live. Just because I did plan out a video. I have a script. I just need to record and edit it. But it wouldn't be out until tomorrow. So actually maybe this is like the only option I have. And I won't even edit this video either. I'll just release it. It's really just like one of my OG car videos. A very deep topic today, I guess. This really does feel like a diary again, which is like the original reason I created this channel. Well, I'm almost home. My coffee shop is far. But it's like, if I had isolated myself, if I had canceled last minute on this girl, then I wouldn't have had this epiphany. I wouldn't have had this moment of realization. I possibly wouldn't have been able to turn my life around. Depends if this does turn my life around. I think I just really need to be open to meeting more people, and by that I don't mean waiting for people to come up to me. I mean literally going up to somebody if I feel like it. Still don't condone monkey branching. Not gonna do that. But just trying to find friends, I suppose. Because, like, I haven't really had a close friend in, like, the past 4 months consistently. And I feel like people are gonna hear that and be like, that that's nothing. I haven't had friends in years. Okay, but look, it's just that I went from everything to nothing quickly, okay? So it's like, chill, okay? But anyway, I haven't had like a close friend in about 4 months. So it's like, it's gonna be a bit hard to get used to that again. But at the end of the day, I feel like I know it's something that I need to do. And I do think this is my only option at the moment, to just post this unedited. Because I did say a video every other day. And I guess this is one of those like emergency situations where it's like, oh, I just need to record myself in my car. Maybe I'll just like, I don't even know if I want this video to get a lot of views, you know. I'll just call it like 1. Just something weird, something random. Anyway, goodbye.